In 2025, the ivory tower of academia is built on a foundation of profound, almost comical hypocrisy. Consider this documented paradox. Turnitin, the AI detection software that holds a student's fate in its algorithmic hands, is owned by Advanced Publications. This same parent company actively invests in AI writing tools, essentially selling both the poison and the supposed antidote. This isn't an isolated case. It's the system's operating manual. At Princeton, computer science professors mandate the use of GitHub Copilot for coding assignments, teaching students to leverage AI as a collaborative tool. Meanwhile, just across campus, the humanities department threatens expulsion for a single paragraph generated by ChatGPT. Look at Georgia State University, which proudly deploys an AI chatbot named Pounce to handle student advising, answering thousands of questions from incoming freshmen, yet maintains some of the strictest academic integrity policies against student AI use in the country. We are witnessing a theatrical performance, where the faculty and administration wield AI as a tool for efficiency and control, while punishing the student body for using the very same technology. This isn't just a double standard. It's the central, rotting beam in the structure of modern higher education. The core question is no longer if AI is being used, but why the people in charge are pretending it's a student problem. Before we diagnose AI as the mortal wound, let's perform an autopsy on the good old days. The nostalgia for a pre-digital educational utopia is a dangerous fiction. For decades, the system was already a scam. Peer-reviewed studies have repeatedly shown a minimal correlation between lecture attendance and actual learning outcomes. The core of the university experience for many was simply performative presence. Remember the textbook racket, a $14 billion industry built on cosmetic revisions, forcing students to buy new editions for thousands of dollars. We have known about the Ebbinghaus forgetting curve for over a century. A student forgets over 50% of lecture content within an hour and 90% within a week. Yet, the model persisted. The methods of cheating have always been a rational response to an irrational system. In the 1960s, it was fraternity test banks. In the 90s, it was plagiarizing from the Encyclopedia Britannica. In the 2000s, it was poorly citing Wikipedia. Now it's ChatGPT. The moral panic shifts, but the underlying behavior is a constant, a direct symptom of a system that values credentialing over competence and memorization over genuine understanding. AI isn't the earthquake. It's the seismograph recording the tremors of a long, broken foundation. To understand why a professor might turn to AI for grading, you must follow the money, or rather the lack of it. The modern university is not run by tweed-wearing, tenured philosophers. It's run on the backs of an exploited academic underclass. According to data from the American Association of University Professors, a staggering 73% of all instructional positions are now off the tenure track. These are adjuncts, lecturers, and contract faculty with little job security and even less pay. The national average pay for an adjunct professor is about $3,500 per course. Per course! There are documented cases of adjuncts at major universities simultaneously applying for public assistance. Now, consider the administrative side. Between 2000 and 2015 in the University of California system, the number of administrative positions grew by 60%, while faculty numbers grew by only 20%. Nationwide, many universities now employ more administrators than teaching faculty, with vice presidents pulling down salaries in the high six figures. Let's do the math. An adjunct teaching 5 courses with 30 students each is responsible for 150 students for a semester's pay of $17,500. This allocates about 2.3 hours of their paid time to each student for the entire semester, not per week, per semester. When the system makes deep, meaningful engagement a structural impossibility, is it any wonder shortcuts are taken by everyone involved? The hypocrisy extends to the very heart of knowledge creation, academic publishing. Students are told to trust the sanctity of peer-reviewed literature, but the system is in a state of catastrophic failure. It has become little more than spicy Reddit, with worse moderators and a much higher price tag. In 2023, the publisher Hindawi, a subsidiary of Wiley, was forced to shut down 4 of its journals after they were found to be mass-producing fake papers from fraudulent paper mills. The watchdog database Retraction Watch tracked over 10,000 paper retractions in 2023 alone, a record-shattering number. The journal Nature estimates that over 370,000 published papers are suspected to be fraudulent. And what is the economic model for this broken system? Publishers like Elsevier boast profit margins of over 37%, higher than Apple or Google. They achieve this by charging universities millions in subscription fees, charging scientists thousands to publish their own work open access, and paying the peer reviewers, the actual experts doing the quality control, absolutely nothing. We've seen AI-generated papers caught with phrases like regenerate response still in the text. We've seen ideologically driven hoaxes like the so-called Squared affair expose how papers are judged on politics, not rigor. This is the gold standard students are held to, a system burning down from the inside. The ultimate defense for this broken system is that it's preparing students for the real world. But what world is that? It certainly isn't the one we live in. Data from LinkedIn shows that the most common first job for a college graduate is entirely unrelated to their major. The average job tenure for a millennial is just 2.8 years, meaning careers are no longer linear paths, but a series of chaotic pivots. When employers are surveyed about the skills new graduates are missing, they don't list specialized knowledge. They list the fundamentals: communication, critical thinking, problem solving, the very things a liberal arts education was supposed to provide, yet somehow fails to deliver. The content itself is becoming obsolete at a terrifying rate. The half-life of a technical skill is now estimated to be between 2 and 5 years. Computer science departments are teaching languages that are already legacy code. Business schools are teaching management theories for rigid hierarchies that have been replaced by agile, distributed teams. Journalism schools are training students for a newspaper industry that effectively no longer exists. All of this leads to credential inflation, a spiral where a bachelor's degree is now required for a receptionist job and a master's is the new entry-level ticket. The degree has become a piece of paper certifying you can endure 4 years of a system, not that you are prepared for anything specific on the other side. Faced with this existential crisis, how are universities responding? With a series of flailing, contradictory, and performative gestures. We see innovation theater on a grand scale. Arizona State University announces a bold partnership with OpenAI, aiming to integrate ChatGPT campus-wide. Simultaneously, other institutions announce complete draconian bans on all AI tools, only to quietly reverse those policies months later when they prove unenforceable. There is a panicked retreat to analog solutions, like paper and pen final exams, a logistical nightmare that ignores the reality that students have already used AI to study and write every preceding assignment. Then there's the boom in proctoring software, invasive digital surveillance that has sparked numerous privacy lawsuits, and proven to be just as fallible as the systems it's meant to police. The most popular solution is the AI literacy course, often a hastily assembled curriculum taught by humanities professors who have spent less time with the technology than their own students. They announce million-dollar AI strategies that are little more than glossy PDFs produced by expensive consultants, promising digital transformation while changing nothing fundamental about their broken pedagogical model. These aren't solutions. They are public relations maneuvers designed to project an image of control over a situation they have completely lost control of. Here is the beautiful, chaotic truth. Students are learning more than ever. They're just not learning it from the institutions they're paying tens of thousands of dollars to attend. The center of intellectual gravity has shifted. Real, effective education has become decentralized. Think about it. Has Khan Academy, a free resource on YouTube, had a more significant global impact on mathematics education than the entire Ivy League combined? How many of the world's best programmers learned their craft not in a university CS department, but through the collaborative problem-solving of Stack Overflow and the endless project repositories of GitHub? Today, hyper-focused Discord servers have replaced professor office hours, offering instant peer-to-peer support. Students are not just using AI to cheat. They are using it as a personalized Socratic tutor, one that is available at 3 a.m., never gets impatient, and can explain complex topics in a dozen different ways until one finally clicks. The metrics of learning are no longer found in transcripts, but in GitHub contributions, in successful freelance projects, in industry certifications that are valued more by employers than a 4-year degree. Learning hasn't stopped. It has simply escaped the confines of the campus walls, leaving behind an empty, expensive shell. So after all this, after diagnosing the hypocrisy, the economic decay, and the pedagogical failure, I'm not going to offer a simple 5-point plan. There isn't one. The pretense that anyone has a tidy solution is part of the old, broken model of professorial authority. The data is clear. The current system is failing by almost every metric. The old system it replaced also failed, just in different, more analog ways. AI is not the cause of this crisis. It is merely the catalyst, the unforgiving light that is revealing the rot that has been spreading for decades. The hard truth is that nobody has the answers, because the questions themselves are changing faster than we can comprehend them. So the question is no longer mine to answer. It is yours. What would you build from the ground up? In a world where AI can provide personalized tutoring for free, what is the role of a teacher? In a world where deepfakes can write dissertations, how do we certify knowledge and competence? When all of human information is a free, instantly accessible utility, what is truly worth learning? And most importantly, who gets to decide what it means to be educated anymore? I'm genuinely asking. This is not a rhetorical question. It is the homework assignment for our entire generation. Let's be brutally honest. AI didn't kill higher education. It's just the coroner signing the death certificate on a patient that has been clinically brain dead for years. COVID-19 revealed the body was cold, and AI is simply forcing us to stop pretending it's still breathing. For decades, we've been engaging in a Weekend at Bernie's-esque charade, propping up a corpse, painting its face, and wheeling it out for graduation photos, all while it serves no real purpose. The system stopped being truly effective when Google became a more reliable source of information than a professor, and when a YouTube tutorial became a more effective teacher than a 3-hour lecture. The hypocrisy of banning student AI use isn't the disease. It's a late-stage symptom. When your entire business model is based on creating an artificial scarcity of knowledge in an age of infinite abundance, when you charge the price of a house for an education you can get for free on the internet, when your own instructors can't afford rent? Maybe the problem isn't that a stressed-out 19-year-old is using ChatGPT to brainstorm an essay. Everyone is using the tools. Everyone knows everyone is using the tools. We are all participating in a collective fiction because admitting the truth means acknowledging that the emperor's $200,000 robes are just a PDF. So, I will leave you with this challenge. What does education look like when information is free, when skills are fluid, and when the future is fundamentally unknowable? Drop your answer in the comments. You've got 280 characters to fix what centuries of tradition could not. Good luck. You'll need it more than that degree.